They called him Jesus. He came to love, heal and forgive. He lived and died to buy my pardon. An empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives. Because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. Because I know who holds the future, and life is worth the living just because He lives.
Alrighty, let's look at Genesis 38, and we'll probably do 39. I don't know yet. Oh my God, that light again. Alright. Now, and it came to pass at that time that Judah went down from his brethren and turned into a certain Altamite, whose name was Hira. And Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite, whose name was Shahu, and he took her and went unto her, and she conceived and bore a son, and he called his name Er, and she conceived and bore a son, and called his name On. And she yet again conceived and bore a son, and called his name Shelah. And he was at Sebez when she bore him. Alright, here you go, Mordecai. Go on. And Judah took a wife for Er, his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And Er, Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord slew him. And Judah said unto Oam, Go unto thy brother's wife, and marry her, and rise up seed to thy brother. Ooh. I'm seeing something here. Sorry. Alright, I'm cutting in right here. I'm coming to 18, and I'm going to start with verse 11. Alright, it says, The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, forgotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy father's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kinsman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brothers. Thou shalt not appear to his wife. She is thy aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife, for it is thy brother's nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of the woman and her daughter, neither shalt thou take her son's daughter, or her daughter's daughter, to uncover her nakedness, for they are near kinswoman. It is wickedness. Okay? Now this goes on, so if you want to, I stopped on 17. But I want you to see that God did not want this to happen. This was against God. Oh. And Anan knew that the seed should not be his, and it came to pass when he went in unto his brother's wife that he spilled it on the ground, lest that he should have seed to his brother. And the thing which he did displeased the Lord. Therefore he slew him also. Then said Judah to Tamar his daughter-in-law, Remain a widow at thy father's house till Shea my son is grown. For he said, Lest peradventure he die also, as his brothers did. And Tamar went and dwelled in her father's house. And in the process of time, the daughter of Shea, Judah's wife, died. And Judah was comforted and went up unto his sheep shearers to Tamath. And he and his friend Hira the Adulamite. And it was told Tamar, saying, Behold, thy father-in-law goeth up to Tamath to shear his sheep. And she put her widow's garment off from her, and covered her with a veil, and wrapped herself, and sat in an open place which is by the way of Tamath, for she saw that Shea was grown, and she was not given unto him to wife. In other words, he's grown up, and the father-in-law did not give the youngest son to her. So think about this. This is, to me, wrong. I don't think that this was what God wanted. And Lord does not always mean the Creator, Father God. Lord sometimes in the Bible belongs to Satan. And when I started reading this, I could see that, remember, Judah is not worshiping the Lord or the Creator, Father God. He started worshiping Baal. So God does not want you to marry children. This is more a Quran teaching. Okay? Now, they have in the Quran Bible verses we have. They are mixed up. It's mixed up. And this is what I am seeing here. I forgot all about this story. When the first husband died and all, she should have went back to the father's house and remarried somebody her own, around her own age. Not like this. Okay? But there is a story behind it. Alright, in process of time, the daughter of Shea. Okay, well, done read that one. Alright, 15. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be a harlot, because she had covered her face. And he returned unto her by the way, and said, Go to, I pray thee, let me come unto thee. For he knew not that she was the daughter-in-law. And she said, What wilt thou give me, that thou mayest come unto me? And he said, I will send thee a kid from the flock. And she said, Wilt thou give me a pledge till thou send it? And he said, What pledge shall I give thee? And she said, Thy signet, and thy bracelet, and thy staff that is in thy hand. And he gave it her, and came unto her, and she conceived by him. In other words, she's pregnant now. And she arose and went away, and let her veil from her, and put on her garments of her widowhood. In other words, she wore black the whole time, waiting for her for that littler boy to grow up and become a man. All right. And Judah sent the kid by the hand of his friend, the Adullamite, to receive this pledge from the woman's hand. But he found her not. And he asked the man of that place, saying, Where is the harlot that was openly by the wayside? And they said, There was no harlot in this place. And he returned to Judah and said, I cannot find her. And also the man of the place said that there was no harlot in this place. And Judah said, Let her take it to her, lest we be shamed. Behold, I sent this kid, and thou hast not found her. And it came to pass about 3 months later that it was told Judah, saying, Tamar, the daughter-in-law, had played the harlot, and also, behold, she is with child by whoredom. And Judah said, Bring her forth, let her be burnt. So they were going to burn her because they thought that she was the harlot. So, we can see here that there is a story behind this. Always be true to your word and all. So far, he hadn't been, and she has been sitting there waiting. All right, 25. And when she was brought forth, she sent her father-in-law, saying, By the man whose those are, I am with child. And she said, Discern, I pray thee, whose are these, that signet and bracelet and staff? And Judah acknowledged him and said, She hath been more righteous than I, because that I gave her not to Shelah my son. And he knew her again no more. So in other words, she did that. They just parted ways. She had a kid, and that was it. And it came to pass in time of her travail that, behold, twins were in her womb. And it came to pass, when she travailed, that the only one put out his hand, and the midwife took and bound upon his hand a scarlet thread, saying, This came out first. And it came to pass, as he drew back his hand, that behold, his brother came out. And she said, How hast thou broken forth this branch be upon thee? Therefore his name was called Pharez. And after that came out his brother, that had the scarlet thread upon his hand, and his name was called Zerah. And now we are going on down to 39. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh's captain of the guard, an Egyptian, brought him at the hand of the Ishmaelite, which had brought him down thither. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was prosperous man, and he was in the house of his master's Egyptian. And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand. So, we're looking back at Joseph now, and everything that Joseph done, he was blessed by it, okay? 4, and Joseph found grace in the sight, and he served him, and he made him overseer over his house, and all that he had he put in his hand. And it came to pass from time that he had made him overseer in his house, and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. And the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and in the field. And he left it all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not aught he had, served the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person and well favored. Okay. Now, I'm not going to reveal nothing now, but I'm going to say this. Right now, Joseph is being blessed, okay? He is being blessed by God. God uses people and blesses people and takes away from people. He has a agenda. Both Satan and God has an agenda, okay? And God will use people to put them where he needs them to be to do the work that he needs them to do, okay? And he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not aught except for what he ate. Okay. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, Lie with me. But he refused, and said unto his master's wife, Behold, my master wrought not what is with me in the house, that he hath commanded all that he hath in my hand. He gave me everything. There is nothing greater in this house than I. I'm doing everything for him. There's nothing greater than I right now. Okay? I'm under him. But there's nothing greater. Neither hath he kept back anything from me, but thee. You're the only one that I am not allowed to touch, because thou art his wife. Now then, can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? Okay? And it came to pass, as she spoke to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her, to lie by her, or to be with her. And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house therein. And she called him by his garment, saying, Lie with me. And he lifted his garment in her hand and fled, and got him out. In other words, he said, No, I'm getting out of here. And it came to pass, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand, and was fled forth, she called unto the men of her house, and spoke unto them, saying, See, he hath brought in a Hebrew unto us to mock us. He came in unto me to lie with me, and cried with a loud voice. In other words, she's changing the things around and saying that Joseph tried to rape her or something. And it came to pass, when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled, and got him out. And she laid up his garment by her until his Lord came home. And she spoke unto him according to these words, saying, The Hebrew servants which thou hast brought unto us came in unto me to mock me. And it came to pass, as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled out. So here she's telling the husband. And it came to pass, when his master heard the word of his wife, which she spoke unto him, saying, After this manner did thy servant to me, that his wrath was kindled. See, she's adding lies on top of lies. And Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound. And he was there in the prison. And the Lord was with Joseph, and showed him mercy, and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. The keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand, and all the prisoners that were in the prison, and whatsoever they did, there he was the doer of it. So he went from doing everything for the king to going to prison and doing everything for the headmaster of the prison now. So he's over the prison. Wow. Okay. All right. I see something there that I will pass on down later on. All right, I'll be right back. I need to get me a pencil, piece of paper. Okay. So the master of the prison didn't even, he just gave everything over to Joseph. Okay, 22. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in the prison, and whatsoever they did, there he was the doer of it. So he had control over everything. And the keeper of the prison looked not to anything that was under his hand, because the Lord was with him. And that which he did, the Lord made it to prosper. In other words, the Lord, okay, made it to prosper, okay? All right, now, I want to look up and get the meaning of this Lord. See if I can move some things out of the way. I can have my book out here. Okay. Well, I'll get there. Alright, this right here will be in 39. Genesis 39. Alrighty. And let's look at 39. And oh my gosh, cat. Let's see. 39. Genesis 39. 39 and 23. Alright, let's write that down. 3068. Three oh 6-8. All right. Jehovah, Jewish natural name of God, Jehovah, the Lord. All right, now they gave us one, 19 and 61. Let's go see what it looks like. Sounds like the year. 19. And 61. To exit or become, come to pass, always, and not a mere copula or I can't read what that is. Beacon, together, be, come, accomplish, committed like, break, cause, come to pass, do, faint, fall, follow, happen, have, leaves, pardon, quit, self, require, use. Now I want you to pay attention to what this one is saying. Now, because God, the Creator Father God, is working in this, but somewhere through this, Joseph, now you could say what you want to, and I will prove more later. Joseph started doing things on his own, because if you go right here and you see it's exactly to exit, be or become, come to pass, altogether, be, come, accomplish, commit, break, cause, come to pass, do, okay, faint, fall, follow, happen, have, lease, pardon, quit. See, quit, oneself, require, and use. Alright, so he's using all this right here. And I'm going to show you that Joseph is, God has put him in a position for Joseph to use God. That's all I'm going to say. And you guys, y'all will not believe me, but when we get there and all, then you guys will learn more. Because I did a in-depth study on Joseph at one time. I want to keep up with that. And put that back in my Bible. Keep up with that. Alrighty. I'll see you all later. This is how to donate to my PayPal. You come down here to Poor Man's Sewing, and you mash on Poor Man's Sewing. Then you go over here to About. You mash on About, and right here is to donate to Poor Man's Sewing. Thank you. I appreciate everything that is donated. It will go to the sewing shed that we are working on, or anything that you want me to put it on there, just leave a note on there and I will see what it says. And I really do appreciate you donating and watching my channel. A lot of hugs and kisses to you.